Welcome back to AsArt with Nick and John. We post 3 videos a week. Hit that subscribe button to stay updated and go to asart.space for audio and video links. All right, Johnny, are you ready?
I'm ready, man. This is fun to be back in this. Hopefully everybody that's watching too has been excited for this show to come on again. So we had no idea season 2 was hitting. Like yesterday we found out. Did they announce it or have
Thanks
they
to
announced it for a
TikTok.
while?
No, I gotta add on
TikTok
TikTok.
got us back.
Okay, so let's do a quick review of the episode. So last
Yes.
season, she was searching for her dad, Lord
Mhm.
Asriel or something like that.
That's real, I think. Yeah.
Yes,
I keep
and
thinking the Smurfs cat Asriel.
he like basically kills her best friend to create this portal. And
Yeah.
now she leapt through the portal. There's a lot more I'm leaving out from season 1, but basically the recap of this episode is she is in the portal. No one's there. She's like in a ghost town of this world that her dad saw in this photograph. And then she finally bumps into Will. Woo! Will last season was very unsure. He didn't know if he fit into the world he was in. Like there was just all this stuff going on with Will.
And
And
he's
now
kind of like in our world, right?
yeah, I would say the closest thing to our world. We haven't seen the other
Yeah,
worlds yet,
close to
so
everyone so far. Yeah,
and
for
then
sure.
it was a great little episode. Them comparing their worlds and what's different and what's the same, and then we finally bump into some children of the forest. I mean, kids. I'm getting Game of Thrones mixed up in this. No, I'm just kidding. No,
That's
some mean bully kids. And they make
mean
omelets with
bully.
shells. And then at the end, there's a creepy ghost thing. It was fantastic. Oh, and a witch died.
Yep.
Was that the witch that her dad was hooking up with? Or
I
you
was
think the
trying to
other
remember.
witch
So
was the one?
the first thing I realized once they started the story, and even after watching the season 1 recap, is how much I forgot since season 1. I'm like,
I
oh my
forgot
gosh,
John
I
has the
kind
worst
of
memory.
remember. I have a bad memory, and it's been a while. I mean, the
Yes.
beats were there. I remember that stuff, but as far as specific people and what they looked like, yeah.
So let's talk about what we liked about the episode first, John. What were
Yeah.
some things that stood out to
So
you?
the first thing I thought of, and this is maybe an HBO Max thing or HBO in general, but gosh, the production values and the quality are so high. So we've been covering a lot of Raised by Wolves stuff recently. Raised
Yeah.
by Wolves was fun, but you can tell there is a vast difference in the budget that Raised by Wolves is
Hold
getting
on.
in his
Raised by
materials.
Wolves had giant snakes.
You can tell they put
alert.
the entire
Spoilers alert. There's
episode's
giant
budget into
snakes.
that.
Anyways, if you
John
don't
doesn't
want,
like
if you
snakes,
guys
so
are
maybe that's
interested
why.
about Raised
Yeah.
by Wolves, just go check out our videos. We've been talking about the show, but keep going, John. Let's talk
Yeah, there's a
about the
lot of stuff.
quality.
Yeah. Just beautiful stuff. The sets. I'm curious if certain places they can go where I mean, certain countries look way different than what we have in the
Yeah.
United States and where we live in the United States. So I'm curious if certain areas were on location or if it's all set work. And then obviously they have a lot of cool matte paintings and stuff like that too. Really,
Yeah.
really cool stuff.
Really
Do
cool
you
stuff.
think? I mean, obviously. The Mandalorian and now the Batman that's coming out has been using
The
virtual
Batman.
production. I think all this is offline, regular hardcore traditional visual effects. You think that's how everything's done
I
here?
think it is traditional VFX. I think they have some really nice set pieces too to go along with it, blended beautifully with the visual effects. Like every time we see an animal, it's just always like, that's amazing. Like it looks a little too good. It looks a little too good. Like scary how good it looks for an HBO show. Like the dragons didn't even look this good. The dire wolves didn't even look this good in Game of Thrones. Like it's crazy how good these animals look. And
one thing
the animal
really
was changed into so many different animals this episode too. Like it was like a bird, it was a mouse, it was like a badger mole thing. It was like attacking the mean kids, and it was a fantastic, brilliant visual effects.
Well, there was some sections where there was two eagles or two like hawk and eagle talking, and I mean, like birds can't articulate their beaks very much, and there's a few words you could tell they couldn't articulate. But overall, I'm like, oh, I forgot at first when I first saw them talking. I'm like, this is birds that are talking. They can't do all that, and yet I still was completely believing these birds were talking. I'm like, wow, what cool stuff.
You know what's funny? I forgot her companion could change shapes at first. Like when I was watching, I'm like, oh, who's that? Who's that black creature? I was like, I'm like, oh, that's right. It changes shapes. I was just so used to it being white all the time. It was
once
always
they hit
white.
adolescence, then they stop changing shape, right?
Oh yeah, but was it always? I can't remember it changing different colors. I always remembered it being white. like a white
I'm not
animal.
sure. I
It was
mean,
like a white like fox, or it was like a white ferret or a white little mouse.
yeah,
And I noticed in this episode it was darker. I don't know if it has to do
like
because of the
darker.
different worlds they're in or something, or if it was because they
Yeah.
were in snow and it was more of the snow creatures, so it stayed white or something like
Uh,
that to camouflage better. I don't know.
yeah, guys, if you're watching this and you're more in the know of that, we're trying to stay away from hardcore like book spoilers. But if you guys have any comments on why that's happening, if that's indeed the case, maybe
Yeah.
we're just not remembering from season one.
And then we're
But
actually
yeah, I
going to
thought I
try
remembered
getting an
more what's up
expert
too.
on the show, Kyle McGill, our expert from our video
Kyle the
comparing the
expert.
book to the show. He couldn't make it tonight, but he might be on with us next week. So
Kyle
comment
the
down below if
expert.
you want Kyle back. I want him back so badly. He's an expert at all things dark materials. All right.
I think it's book versus the show. If you guys look that up, Nick calls him the expert, and everybody's like, "Boy, your expert's not very on the money." So anyway, but watch an episode. Kyle's fun time for sure.
Okay, so a lot went down in this episode. The Catholic Church, which
Yeah,
I'm gonna call it because I don't remember the type of church it is
that's
or
just cool.
cult
Yeah,
it is or whatever.
Magisterium, right?
Yeah, so
Magisterium.
the witch kills its leader, which really gives
Yeah,
Lyra's mom a chance to step up into the ranks kind of big time. So I'm curious
yeah.
what kind of effect it's going to have in the story. The trailer looked so good for next episode. It looks like so much is revealed.
Of course,
There's the
I
knife.
forgot to look at the trailer at the end.
Yeah. There's like hints of the
Always
knife.
do.
There's hints of them traveling through multiple dimensions. Like it looks like Will is gonna be the key maker from the Matrix, and Lyra is Neo or something, and they're like together and they're going
Ooh,
through all the different doors and stuff like that. So it looks super
Keymaker.
amazing.
I like that.
So quick question, John. Do you think
I know
Will
it.
is gonna have a demon?
Well, it's funny because either Lyra's she's so used to seeing demons that she's like, oh
Mm.
yeah, it's gonna come out some way or another, or maybe because I forgot the mom in season one was kind of saying that if you don't have this demon, if you're cut off from your demon, then you have no sin, and that was one of the cool things about season one is you thought the dad was the good guy, and then at the end of season one, the mom, you find out okay, she's not doing good things, but she's doing them for good reasons, and then the dad ended up killing her friend, and he's not doing it for bad reasons either, but it's like
That we know
they're
of.
trying to find the
We don't
means to
really
their end.
know yet what
Yeah,
his reasons are, because
yeah.
it could all
But
be in the name of the prophecy, right? Like,
so yeah, yeah. So that's probably the big part that we're figuring out as we're going along. But so for me, the thing was okay. You kind of have if the demons, at least in the mom's eyes, represent sin or the potential for sin and being impure. Like, is our soul our demon? Like, is that our inner demon? You know, that kind of goes along with it. So maybe
mm,
she's going to see that within him somehow or another. I have no idea, obviously, but I thought
yeah.
that was interesting. She's like, so you see my demon? He's like, no, but I will. You know, that was
Mm.
kind of fun.
And he's
What do you
also
think?
close to the age too, the kid said, even for the
Yeah,
thing that happens to the zombie, which seems very similar to the way the
vectors.
demons or the way humans act when they're separated from their demons, where they become almost like a
Yeah,
shell of their former selves,
yeah, yeah.
and
And
then
that's
death
what I was trying
eventually.
to draw. I was trying to draw a pillar. I was like, okay, what are they trying to? What was the author trying to get at? It's like, all right, without our soul, we're just husks or we're just bodies, and like, what would we be like if we didn't have a soul?
John, do you think the witches are gonna have a crazy effect on this war? It looks like there's a war between like magical creatures and witches now. Or no, not magical creatures. I mean the church and the witches.
The
Gosh,
church.
I'm like thinking of Chronicles of Narnia right now. I'm
These are
getting all
not.
mixed up with my lore. I've been reading
Yeah,
Lord of the Rings again lately, so I'm like stuck in Mordor right now with Smeagol. It's like yes, yes, master,
Isengard.
master. So, anyways, John, the witches.
No, you know what? I thought it was a really cool episode in regards to the witches because we saw, especially the one that the dad was talking to in the first couple episodes or in the first season. But this gave you background. It's like, oh, in our world or whatever, those are depicted as angels, or in the
Mm,
where Will and she kind of met up, like they're depicted as angels. So it's like, okay, this is giving us a cool backstory on how other universe or whatever you want to call it, other worlds interpret what they see from another place. And
yeah.
very, very interesting
It's
concept. I thought
almost
that was
like
cool.
the upside down. It's like everything's backwards.
Yeah, it is a little bit. I mean, not backwards. It's similar worlds, and it's not like one's light and one's dark, but it's giving you, okay, what we're seeing. If we were trying to bring this in our world, it's like we're interpreting what we see, just like the Mayans would interpret, like, all right, and the Greek and Romans, like Apollo took the sun across the sky. Okay, well, that's how we explain the sun. It's just like a way of explaining it, which I thought was really cool.
So they
But yeah,
both
as far
had.
as the witches in the wool.
Yeah. Go on. Yes.
Oh no, I was going to ask. I mean, I didn't really think about that. I mean, they seem like they're very powerful. They can get around quick. I mean, do you think they're going to be a big
Yeah,
thing?
I don't know how the other one got caught.
When you're that powerful, yeah.
I know. It's like, hold on, they're
job.
freaking dust, basically. Like, how does one trap dust with a vacuum?
Either that, either that, or that was the queen that was materializing and moving around real quick and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's
You know what, dude? There's
just
so
her.
many freaking VFX shots in this
There's a
episode,
lot.
and it's not
Yeah,
even
yeah.
like. It's not even like the craziest episode either, and it's just like, wow, like this is insane. And if maybe because it's the BBC, maybe they were still open during the pandemic, but I don't know how they, I don't know how they finished the show.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, there is a possibility they shot these back to back. Because if you wait a couple years in between seasons, the girl and Will are going to grow up unnaturally fast because you grow up really, really quick. So like Harry Potter, you look at Harry Potter, the first movie and the end movie, you're like, how many years are supposed to have passed here? So I don't know if that's supposed to be the case or not, but they might have already had it shot and they decided to do what's so funny? What?
I'm thinking about the ending though, because the ending they try to de-age him like crazy, but they're supposed to be 30 with kids and everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, that did not work. And poor Ron. They made Ron look so bad compared to everyone else. Like, why does Ron have the beer gut?
All strung out and stuff. Yeah. But they did that in It Chapter 2. The first movie in It Chapter 2, they shot that a couple years later, and they had to do extensive de-aging on them, and they did such a good job. You didn't think about that much, but it's like, yeah, that's a common thing. That's a common thing.
De-aging. Why not just do a deep fake?
No, don't do deep fakes.
All right, John. So, I also wanted to talk about how everything is like different, but they had Oxford the same.
So so what did you make of that? I definitely had a thought on that.
There must be like a portal there or something. And we know, or something must converge there. Maybe there's like conversion spots around the world. Maybe they have an Everest and they have like an Oxford, and what I mean, or like different places at pinpoints around the world or something like that, like iconic landmarks or something like that. Because it sounds like they're gonna go to his Oxford, and maybe there's someone there that's been doing research, because we know people's in Will's world, like his father, he has the notes and stuff. So there's something that he knew that connected to the other worlds and stuff like that. So
yeah, my thought was, okay, I don't know what direction. Obviously, the world they're in right now is kind of connecting world. It's like a middle ground, at least for the two of them. So either someone from whatever world took from their world, at least the name Oxford, and they have it there, a place of learning.
They stole it from us.
They stole it. Stole it, my precious.
See, it's stuck in my head, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I should be reading this book. I'm reading the wrong book right now, but I can't just switch books. Like, I have to finish it. I'm like, I'm on the second half of the Two Towers, so I got to finish it all the way to Return of the King, even though I want to reread the Silmarillion. We should
absolutely read these books, though. We should make it a point to read these books. And since we don't have our expert Kyle with us tonight, I forgot. Kyle, did he say that season 1 was basically book 1 or no? I think he said it was beyond.
Yes, he did. And he mentioned there was going to be something, spoilers, something about a knife. Remember, he said a knife's a big part.
No, I took off my headphones when you guys were talking
knife
spoilers.
Is going to be a big part. So think of the knife as a secret weapon thing. And the knife was flashed to us with Will.
Yeah.
Remember how Will had the flash thing? He's like, what? What? So it's something.
How did he sound again? It's the spirit living in Las Vegas.
And I'm really happy with the kids acting so far. I thought, by the way, that girl, the mean girl, the new mean girl.
Oh,
do you remember her from Game of Thrones? She's like the leader of the Bears of the North or something like that. Remember how there was like a girl leader?
Really?
Do you remember the
barely remember.
There was like a child leader, and she like died in the battle because the giant killed her or something. Or
Oh, that is her. That's right. The bear leader. I remember her now. She was a little kid. Yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right.
she's
Good
such a
job,
good
Nicholas. Good
actress.
job.
She's such a good actress. I can't
Everybody.
wait
I
to
mean,
see what her
when
career leads to. Yeah.
what's the main girl's name? I should know this. What's her name?
Lyra, the actress.
Lyra.
Yeah.
When Lyra was about to fight with the other girl, with the bear girl from Game of Thrones, and like Bush is about to Logan out on her. I was like, she's about to, and like shank her or something.
Yeah,
Like,
but
oh,
that's also the bear girl. I can't remember her name from Game
but
of
I
Thrones,
know
but she did such a good job.
cloned X-Men girl and Bear Girl. But yeah, that's a cool thing. Is like, I don't know, because these are established child actors. I don't know about Will. I don't know. I didn't recognize him from other stuff, but I wonder if they paid a lot of money to get these really good child actors. Are hard to find really
It's
good
also
ones.
the
I mean,
BBC. The BBC,
that's
I
true. Yeah.
think, and like or British, the British Acting Guild they do such a good job with child actors, like the way the Harry
Yeah.
Potter actors were
Yeah.
recruited,
Yeah.
and they make
Really good.
sure that they still get a good education and everything along with their acting
Mhm.
too. They have a great
What do you mean?
system.
You don't think you get a good education in Hollywood when you're
No, I honestly like that
no?
was one of J.K. Rowling's like one of her things when they were doing the movie. She's like, it has to be British made because the kid actors have to get their
Oh, that's
schooling and
cool.
all this stuff. So
See, I don't know the
yeah.
background on how they cast all that, and what you were alluding to, I have no idea. So we'll have to go into that, sometime.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for the next episode. So if you guys want to join us, just hit the subscribe button. We'll be here and we'll hopefully have the
Yes.
expert with us too. So
TikTok, thank you for letting us know season 2 is even underway. We would not have. Nick texted me. He's like, "Hey, this is tonight." I'm like, "What?"
yeah,
I would have
TikTok.
been so sad. My wife loved this. I love this. I think HBO Max has had our favorite content. The Boys, definitely. Amazon Prime has been really good. But aside from that, has this been your favorite series? I think this is maybe my favorite series. I mean,
Oh
Game of Thrones was
dang.
great for me because I binged that. But what do you think?
I mean, it's I don't know if it's my favorite, but it's up there. Yeah, it's up there.
I mean, Westworld was great. I haven't been crazy about season 2 and 3, but really cool stuff.
I mean, The Boys is probably I like The Boys more than this right now. But
Oh, interesting.
I mean,
I
but that's
can't
that's that's
decide
the
what my
story
favorite is.
though. I'm such a superhero nerd, and I love the how it's connecting to like our time and like
Mm,
all this stuff.
mm.
But my favorite one's probably gonna be
Completely
the
different
Lord of the
stories, of
Rings
course,
series once it comes out on Amazon. So
which we haven't gotten yet. Do we have any idea when that's even coming out or no?
no, no, don't precious.
Oh no.
Oh, by the way, if you
Great
want to
stuff, you
follow
guys.
us on
Yeah.
TikTok, it's asart.space. And that's also our website, too, if you want to go there to look at cool custom artwork we've been doing for merch and fun stuff like that. But yeah,
And
subscribe,
the
join
audio
us.
podcast is there too. You guys can get
Yeah.
some different stuff and some of the same stuff that's posted on the YouTube page. We turn into audio podcasts as well. So really fun stuff, guys. Hopefully you've been pumped for His Dark Materials. We're super excited to revisit this. Man, just great content. Wonderful time to be alive, aside from the quarantine and the COVID. So everything else, check out AsArt.space for the audio and video links, and we'll see you on the next AsArt.